Brilliant. Brilliant. Now, I've had my fill of these super energetic, bouncy people you see on stages. I'm an introvert, you see, and a lot of people just don't get what that means. It's not about being shy. Let me put it this way. The single most thrilling sentence an introvert can ever hear is, "Just to let you know, that thing you were meant to go to tonight, it's been canceled." That's us. We're perfectly happy being on a stage, in front of a crowd, or hiding out in the loo. But that bit in the middle, the mingling, the small talk, that's our own personal nightmare. There's something you should know about me. Something I'd rather keep under wraps. When I was 11, I just moved up to secondary school in London. I quickly found out that I absolutely loved drama. Being in the school play each year was my thing. I'd audition, I'd get a part, and it was this brilliant mix of fun, terror, and pure excitement. I lived for it. But then, a couple of years in, the school decided to put on a Shakespeare play. It was Asterisk, A Midsummer Night's Dream Asterisk. I auditioned, as usual. The headmaster was in charge of casting, and he called me into his office. I was 12 years old, and at the time, my school was all boys. He sat me down and told me something that absolutely horrified me. He said, "I'm casting you in the role of a woman." Now, being an all-boys school, someone had to play the female parts. But when you were 12, in a British secondary school back then, the absolute worst thing you could be teased for, the thing that would get you relentlessly mocked, well, you can imagine. And it wasn't just any woman. It was a fairy, and not just any fairy. It was Titania, the queen of the fairies. I can laugh about it now, but at the time, I was utterly mortified. I went home and told my mom and dad, and I just cried. I cried myself to sleep that night. I remember waking up in the middle of the night, thinking about that headmaster and how much I hated him, and I just cried some more. It was only a few years ago, thinking back on that story, that a shocking realization hit me. It had never, ever occurred to me that I could just say no. The thought had never even crossed my mind. So, I did the play. I despised every single rehearsal. Performing it was even worse. It hadn't dawned on me until the dress rehearsal, the night before we opened, that I'd have to wear makeup. And a dress, it was pure humiliation. And through it all, the option of saying no never once entered my head. You know, what I do now as a coach, the very heart of it is one simple thing. I help powerful people remember just how powerful they truly are. That's not some catchy mission statement for you to jot down. It's mine. It comes from my story, from my pain. I spent the vast majority of my life crippled by a lack of confidence, feeling completely powerless. And that's the funny thing about confidence. When I first started out as a coach, I became obsessed with it. Who were these people who just seemed to have it naturally? I felt like I was surrounded by them, yet it was a world away from how I felt. So, I learned to do the opposite. I learned how to fake it. I got very good at looking the part, but on the inside, nothing matched up. I felt like a fraud. As I studied it more, I realized I was looking at it all wrong. I was making a classic mistake. I was comparing how I asterisk felt asterisk on the inside with how they asterisk looked asterisk on the outside. It was a useless comparison because I had no idea what was actually going on inside their heads. What I want to do is pull back the curtain on that illusion. I want to talk about all the times we get it wrong, the mistakes we make, the failures we rack up day after day. Even this morning, I was a bag of nerves. My colleague sitting next to me could feel me trembling. Those deep breaths I had you do at the start, they weren't just for you, they were for me. It's my way of getting back into my own body, of feeling grounded. My journey into professional coaching started a decade ago. My background was in teaching. I'd been a high school teacher for 15 years, eventually becoming a vice principal. I'd taught all over the world in Africa, Southeast Asia, inner city London. In 2016, I landed a job working for a boss who was incredibly inspiring. We were on a mission to completely change the education system, to reinvent how schools were run. But just a few weeks after I started, he was pushed out by someone high up in the government. A new boss came in. You know the saying, last one in, first one out. She wanted her own team. Within a couple of weeks, I was called into the office and unceremoniously sacked. I wish I could tell you a cool story about how I handled it, but honestly, I just cried. I begged for my job back, Even though I couldn't stand this woman or her vision, I pleaded not to be fired. It didn't work. So I ran away. It sounds glamorous. Now I went to live on a beach in Thailand for a bit, but the truth is, I was running. I felt humiliated, embarrassed. But here's where things changed. I'd been trained in coaching for 2 years as part of my old job, to help train the leaders in our organization. I had these little playing cards with coaching questions on them. I'd sit on this beach in Thailand, and people would wander over and ask what I was doing. It's called coaching. I'd say, "Can I have a go?" They ask. And it turned out to be a brilliant discovery. People absolutely love to reflect on their lives, especially when they're relaxed on a beach. It's the perfect environment for it. All the research points to it. Our biggest breakthroughs happen on the beach, out in a turi or in the shower. So there I was, just chatting with people. I remember one woman said to me, "You've completely changed my life," but it didn't register. It didn't compute. I was still so attached to my old job title. I'd loved being a vice principal, but slowly, it began to sink in. I had this sudden realization that I wanted to be a professional coach. I flew to the United States for a coaching workshop, but it was dreadful. So I quit after a couple of days. I ended up at another training event, this time in San Francisco. Beep your chance. I met a guy who was leading the training, and I stayed for the full 4 days. It was some of the most transformational work I'd ever experienced. I didn't even know what transformation meant back then, but my entire system had shifted. As we were leaving, the last thing he said to us was, "Don't make any major life-changing decisions in the next 2 weeks." 10 days later, I proposed to the woman who is now my wife. I knew after 9 days that I wanted to spend my life with her, but I like to take my time with these things, so I waited an extra day. We've been married for 10 years now and have 2 beautiful kids. That was the beginning of this incredible journey into transformation that I've been on ever since. A couple of years ago, I wrote a piece called "How to Become an Overnight Success as a Coach in 46 Years. I want to take you on that journey with me. But first, I want to invite you to listen in a very specific way. See, most of us listen for agreement. We listen for things we like. Ooh, I like what she said. I'll write that down. Nope, don't like that bit. I'll ignore it. We have this filter for how we think the world should be, and we just try to find things that fit. I'm going to ask you, not just for now, but for our entire time together, to listen as if you're listening to a piece of music. You don't listen to a song and say, "I like that note, but I don't like that one." You just let it wash over you. Let everything you hear this weekend just flow over you. Later, there will be time to decide what you want to keep and what you want to leave behind. You might even hear something that clashes completely with your view of the world. My invitation is to lean into that feeling anyway. Don't listen for agreement. Listen for insight. This brings me to a key idea. Asterisk. Asterisk. Distinctions asterisk. Asterisk. Grab a piece of paper and write that word at the top. A distinction is like an entry in your personal dictionary. When you have distinctions, you have discernment. When you have discernment, you are on the path to mastery. For example, I have very few distinctions when it comes to wine. For me, it's red or white. It's cheap or expensive. My favorite one. It has a nice picture on the bottle, or it doesn't. That's usually my deciding factor. But a wine connoisseur has hundreds of distinctions. That gives them mastery. In coaching, the more distinctions you have, the more power you have. The more you can help your clients find distinctions in their own lives, the more power they have. I've already given you one distinction today. Did anyone catch it? Yes, exactly. You can listen for asterisk asterisk agreement, asterisk asterisk, which is the conventional way, or you can listen for asterisk, asterisk inside asterisk asterisk, which is the exponential way. An exponential way of listening is what will transform your life and your business. Let's map this out. Most people are living into what I call a asterisk, asterisk, default future, asterisk, asterisk. You can take where you are now, look at where you've been, draw a straight line, and you can pretty much predict where you'll end up. For most, that line creeps up slightly. For some, it's flat. For a few, it even goes down. But then there are a few people who live an asterisk asterisk exponential life. Asterisk asterisk. The funny thing about an exponential curve is that for a long time, it looks almost identical to a straight conventional line. You might have no idea right now which path you're on. My next book is all about this idea of exponential success. Here's the map of life most of us follow. We begin our life and our business in asterisk. Asterisk struggle. Asterisk mode. Struggle is painful. The emotion attached to it is pure pain. Business is complicated, confusing. Nothing seems to work. It's just deeply uncomfortable. If you push through that, you move into asterisk. Asterisk striving, asterisk. Striving isn't about pain. It's actually about joy. This is when you wake up at 4 in the morning with ideas buzzing in your head, and you can't wait to get started. You're working with clients until 10 at night, and when you finish, people ask if you're tired, but you're just completely energized. Beyond striving comes asterisk. Asterisk. Conventional success. Asterisk. This is what most people aim for. The writer Stephen Covey described it as climbing the ladder of success, only to get to the top and realize it's leaning against the wrong wall. The comedian Lily Tomlin put it another way. The trouble with the rat race is that even if you win, you're still a rat. I spoke to a chap the other day who desold his first business for several £1 million. He was about to start building the next one when he had a realization. I stopped myself, he said. I realized I'm not happy. I only started this whole damn thing because I thought it would make me happy. And now I've sold it, and I'm still not happy. He saw the trap. The trap of conventional success is that you chase the money, the status, the praise, and it never gives you what you were truly looking for. A phrase you hear a lot at this stage is, I'm not lonely, but I feel very alone. And then, right at the top, is asterisk exponential success. Asterisk. This is beyond chasing money or time. This is about asterisk impact. Asterisk. At its level, you're focused on leaving a legacy, making a contribution, making a real difference. You can hear it when people talk about their vision. They're operating from this level. It's about creating a ripple effect that goes far beyond just one-to-one work. So let me take you back. I'd been coaching for about 5 years. I was on the faculty of a couple of coaching schools, and other coaches kept asking me how I'd built a successful business. My success had come in a very specific way. One relationship at a time. One conversation at a time. I built my entire business by invitation and referral only. I started talking about this, then writing about it, and eventually a friend of mine, another author, suggested we write a book together. We spent a year on it, and when it came out, it sold thousands of copies, without us ever marketing it, because it's not a book about marketing. It's a book about relationships, and coaching is, at its heart, a relationship business. The book is built on a few core ideas. The first is asterisk. Asterisk deep inner work. Asterisk. You cannot take a client any deeper than you've been willing to go yourself. Period. How many of you have a coach right now? Keep your hands up. How many of you are paying that coach? And how many of you are paying them an amount of money that feels seriously uncomfortable? Your willingness to do that is what separates you from the vast majority of coaches out there. The barrier to entry in our industry is incredibly low. You can get a certificate online for free, but the bar to success is incredibly high, and most coaches aren't willing to invest in themselves. They're not willing to feel what it is like to be told a big number and then hand over that money. If you've never paid a big fee, it's incredibly hard to ask for one. So, the first step is to slow everything down and build relationships. One conversation at a time. The author Adam Grant wrote a brilliant book where he identifies 3 types of people: givers, takers, and we all know what a giver is: someone who is always generous. And we definitely know what it feels like to be around a taker, someone who just wants something from you. A matcher is someone who thinks, I'll do something for you if you do something for me. Now, which of those 3 groups do you think are the most successful in life and business? Take a second to think, right? Hands up for givers. Hands up for takers. Hands up for matchers. Okay. Now, who do you think are the least successful? Hands up for givers, for matchers, for takers. Here's where it gets fascinating. The most successful people are the asterisk givers, Asterisk, asterisk, and the least successful people are also the asterisk. Asterisk. Givers asterisk. So I've spent the last decade trying to understand the distinctions between the givers who succeed and the givers who struggle. Most coaches fall into a trap. The moment you go online, you're bombarded by the marketers. It's their world, and they're very, very loud. It's easy to get seduced into thinking you need a fancy website, business cards, SEO, a lead magnet. All this stuff, it's not that those things can't work. But if you want to build a practice with a few high-performing, high-paying clients, there's a different way. It's about building genuine relationships. It's about liking people, being in conversation. And if you're a coach, how can you not be? The first distinction is to asterisk. Asterisk serve. Don't sell asterisk asterisk. This is a business of service. It's not about doing 20-minute taster sessions. That's one of the worst pieces of advice out there. This is about spending proper time with someone and serving them so powerfully that their entire world shifts just from that one conversation. Next, asterisk. Asterisk. Sell the experience, not the concept. Asterisk. Asterisk. How on earth do you explain coaching? Well, you and I are going to sit and talk, maybe on the phone, and your life will transform. It sounds ridiculous. People hear that, and it makes no sense. It's too abstract. You have to let them asterisk. Experience asterisk. The power of what you do. Then they feel it. I forgot this myself the other day. I got a referral from a current client for a friend of hers, an ultra-wealthy individual who needed some personal coaching. Because it was a referral from a client who loves our work, I got lazy. I broke my own rules. We had a quick 30-minute chat. We talked asterisk about asterisk coaching. I didn't give her an asterisk experience asterisk of coaching. Then I sent over a proposal for a special short-term package for £20,000. I heard nothing back. Then I got a message from her partner. He said, "I've done the maths on this. That's over £2,000 an hour. Is that a mistake?" I realized my error instantly. I had forgotten everything I teach. I wrote back and explained that my regular clients pay over 100,000 and that I'd created something special. But then I did what I should have done in the first place. I said, "Let's take that proposal off the table. Instead, when you're in town, let's block out 2 hours. Let's have a really powerful, deep coaching experience together. No charge. At the end of that, she will know." I told her I wanted either a hell yes or a hell no from her. No maybes. She texted back immediately. "Hell yes, I'm in." I forgot to give someone a powerful experience of what I do. My goal is to serve them so powerfully that they never forget our conversation for the rest of their life, even if they never become a client. Another distinction. Asterisk, asterisk. Get naked versus look good asterisk. Asterisk. I spent so much of my life just wanting to look good. I hated feeling nervous this morning, sweating and shaking. I just wanted it to go away so I could look relaxed on stage. But I've learned that all I need to do is just say it. Just call it out. There's a brilliant book by Patrick Lencioni called Asterisk, Getting Naked Asterisk. And it's about just that. It's about the willingness to be vulnerable and honest with your clients. Tell them the things that nobody else would ever dare to say. Even preface it with, "I'm a bit scared to say this to you, but I'm going to say it anyway." This is the difference between asterisk asterisk serving versus pleasing asterisk. Asterisk, your job is not to please your clients. Your job is to serve them. To look for the things nobody else can see and say the things nobody else would dare to say. I was talking to a client a couple of days ago, just 2 months into our work. She got on the call and said, "Rich, I don't know what to talk about today. I'm even wondering if this coaching is right for us." She told me she'd been speaking to her friends, who pointed out that as a direct result of our second ever conversation, she was in the process of selling her business, which would net her over £1 million. A single insight in one session led to £1 million outcome. "That did dawn on me," she said, "that maybe I got my money's worth in session 2. But what do I do now?" I told her, "I don't coach based on time. I coach based on insight." When you make that shift, everything changes. People aren't paying you for your time. When they're paying for time, any amount sounds expensive. Nobody has a budget for coaching. They have a budget for a new telly or their next holiday, but not for coaching. So whatever fee you name, they have to get resourceful. They have to go home and tell their partner, "Darling, I just spent 2 hours talking to this person. It was amazing, and I want to give them 20,000 pounds. The partner, understandably, says, "You what? You're going to pay them 20 grand just to talk?" Then the client starts to doubt themselves. That's why you have to serve them so powerfully that the transformation is undeniable. They can demonstrate the shift to the people in their lives. It all comes down to a 4-step process. Asterisk, asterisk, connect. Invite. Create. Propose. Asterisk, asterisk. First, your only job is to asterisk. Asterisk. Connect asterisk. Asterisk with people. One relationship. One conversation at a time. At some point, you make an asterisk. Asterisk invitatio asterisk asterisk. Hey, it sounds like you're wrestling with something. That's what I help people with. Would you be open to sitting down and exploring it together? Then you asterisk asterisk, create asterisk asterisk. This is where you serve them powerfully, where you bring your magic. I often suggest 2 hours, but it's not a magic number. For one client, with a 20 million pound business, we had 3 separate 2-hour calls, with no charge, before it felt right to even discuss working together. At the end of our 3rd call, I made a 100,000 pound asterisk. Asterisk. Proposal. Asterisk. Asterisk. It was edgy for her. It doesn't matter how much money people have. A number like that shifts their world. I could feel we were rushing, so I pulled back. I said, "Hang on. Let's take that off the table. It's not a hell yes, so let's call it a hell no for now. We're rushing. Let's speak again next week." When we spoke again, I offered a much smaller 3-month engagement for 20 grand, and she said yes immediately. We'll almost certainly end up working together for a year or more. It's what happens when you just keep serving. The proposal is the part that terrifies most coaches, saying, "This is how much it costs to work with me." What we really need is a menu. When you go to a restaurant, the waiter doesn't come over and apologize for the price of the champagne. They don't say, "I'm feeling a bit insecure today, so I'm not sure I can tell you how much the steak is. It's just a number on a piece of paper." Let me make this real for you. It's easy to talk in abstracts, but the magic is in the application. I remember a conversation I had with a gentleman, a successful builder. He'd built an 18 million pounds business from scratch, lost it all in the 2008 crash, and was now 4 years into building a coaching practice. He was making about 72,000 pounds a year, which already puts him in the top 10% of coaches, but he felt like a mediocre failure. He was cold in TC, his own success. As we talked, it became clear. His mindset was, if I don't feel like a success, then I have to take action, and that action leads to success. Not feeling successful was the very engine that had driven his success his entire life. It worked, but he was tired of it. "It's getting old real quick," he said. We all have a sentence we're living into. His was, "I'm not a success." And every morning he woke up and lived into that sentence, and it pushed him to achieve more. But it was also his prison. The biggest insight for him was realizing that this drive, this feeling of not being enough, was a self-imposed sentence he'd been living under for decades. Our job as coaches is to help people see the sentence they're living, to see what they can't see for themselves. None of us can see our own blind spots. That's why we need people in our corner to hold up a mirror. What got you here won't get you there. The very mindset that makes you successful is often the thing that holds you back from what is truly possible. I asked him to imagine calling me in 3 years. "What's happened, Primera?" Ask it. He described being in a log cabin in a beautiful part of the world. His whole family around him, a grandfather, his business running itself. He only took on clients he wanted to work with. Powerful people ready to do the work. When he spoke from that future place, the desperate, anxious drive just vanished. He was already there. The fear was gone. The challenge for so many of us is that you can never have enough of what you really need. Our clients come to us with what they think they need, and we fall into the trap of helping them get more of it. A powerful coach doesn't listen to the story. They listen for what's truly needed underneath. I had another fascinating conversation with a woman who had just quit her corporate job to go full-time with her coaching business, which had exploded much faster than she'd expected. She came with a quality problem. The business she created to give her freedom was now encroaching on that very freedom. She felt guilty for even seeing it as a problem. But that's the lonely place of conventional success. As we talked, it became clear her whole life had been a quest for freedom asterisk. From asterisk awful, bullying bosses, freedom asterisk from asterisk jobs that crushed her soul. I offered her a new distinction. Most people are seeking freedom asterisk from asterisk something. A better place to be is having freedom asterisk to asterisk do something. Freedom to travel. Freedom to create. Freedom to love your work. But there's a level even beyond that, and that's just asterisk. Asterisk freedom. Asterisk asterisk. The freedom that's already inside you, that you can access in any moment, regardless of your circumstances. It's not out there to be found. It's in here, to be uncovered. She realized she was a classic giver, who gives and gives until there's nothing left. The distinction for successful givers is that they don't give it asterisk. All asterisk. They give their asterisk. All asterisk. They give everything in the moment, and then they find ways to replenish themselves in between. But as we were about to finish, he felt we hadn't gone deep enough. I asked her, "What's the one thing you're not saying?" It turned out her real fear was being the face of her own business. She was hiding. She'd speak on stage in front of hundreds, but the idea of putting her face on her own marketing materials terrified her. Why? Because she was human. For most of history, if you said something the tribe disagreed with, you were cast out or killed. That fear is baked into our DNA. She was terrified that if she truly put herself out there, some people might not like her. And she gave far more attention to the one person who might disagree than the 99 who might love what she does. The truth is, your job is to polarize. People will either love you or hate you. There's no money, no desire, no energy in the middle. You don't want likes. You want hell yeses and hell nos. You have to speak to the people who are ready to say hell yes and build a community for them. And forget about the rest. The moment she truly got that it's not just okay for people not to like her, but that it might be essential for her success, everything in her posture shifted. That is the work. It's not about strategies and tactics on the surface. It's about uncovering the deep-seated beliefs and fears that are quietly running the show. It's about finding a new way to see the world, and in doing so, creating a new world to live in. Thank you. Thank you. Ooh. Now, if this resonated with you, if you felt a little shift or had a small light bulb moment, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button, and maybe share this with one person you think needs to hear it. Cheers. Your time is coming. Keep believing. Keep fighting. Don't just watch. Go out and prove them wrong. Thank you for being part of the journey. If you liked it, please like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.